Hello, and welcome to episode 23 of Ripper's Rambles. I'm Chris. I'll be your rambler today because I'm Ripper. See how that works? Ripper is actually, isn't that Giles's goth alter name in that episode of Buffy where his old friend comes back and tries to kill everyone? Wasn't his name Ripper? I think that's true, actually. I hadn't thought about it until just now. And you're going to watch me process it out. Do you know that episode? Oh, God. I think he ran the costume shop, right? The costume shop where everyone bought their Halloween costumes and then they became the costume. Does everyone remember that? Xander was in the military. Good times, good times. Willow was a ghost. Oh, man. That was a great episode. I should go watch that. Anyway, whew, wow, the ramble just gets started earlier and earlier every week. This is episode 23. I recorded episode 22, but it was so rambly that I didn't post it. And then I had it on in the background today to try to distill some sort of worthwhile something from it that I could ramble about today. And in fact, it's actually kind of fun. So I think I'll just post it out of order at some point, and people who like watching me ramble on for 12 minutes can do that. Today we're going to go for a slightly shorter ramble. The writing publishing update right now is that I got projects in revision, people. The library, the collection for the scientific method fans of the missing scenes and the short stories will be out in April, and that will be fun. If you're not a part of the mailing list, you should join it because it's going to go out free to the mailing list, and then it'll go out to vendors for money. You're welcome. What else? Red and Bad Season 2 is in a relatively late stage of revision. I have maybe two polish reads left on that, tweaking small things, so that's great. That's a lot of fun. Extremes, the Mindfuck novella, that will be out in June for scientific method fans and mindfuckery fans. Is also in revisions. It's out being, I think, proofread right now, so that's awesome. I'm way ahead of the game, which is kind of weird, but I'm gonna roll with that. That's pretty awesome. Awesome. I could just use awesome 4 or 5 more times in this video. That would be good, right? You can't, this is the stuff when I polish, if I see a word being used over and over again, it kills me. It really, really annoys me. So I take it out. Currently writing the Don't Read in the Closet story that has no title. Still, I think it's at about 12 or 13,000 words, which is 10,000 words more than it was last week, and that's a decent clip. That's not as fast as I usually write, but it's decent. I'm really liking it. I hope that it reads well. This is not a stage where you can tell if a book is going to be good, or that I can tell if a book is going to be good, but I really hope that it will be. Our ramble today is going to be about print versions of books. So, a fair number of my books are available in print, but every time I publish one, I have to make the decision about whether or not the, 5 or 6 hours that it takes to kind of make that happen is worth doing. So for instance, The Ghost in the Penthouse doesn't sell a lot of copies, probably not going to get a print book unless I really want one, and I kind of do because I suspect it might be one of my better books. Red and Bad, Season 1, probably not going to get a print book. Not sure that I want that in print lying around my house with a teenager around. And I'm pro teenagers, both having sex if they choose to do so and are ready to do so, and reading porn, because I read a lot of porn as a teenager, but I don't want any teenagers that I'm actually related to read my porn, because that's weird. That's a little bit strange. Surrender the Past, I would love to see in print just because I love that book. Fairy Tales also would love to see in print. But God, guys, seriously, the amount of time it takes, and it costs money because you have to have the proofs shipped to you. Really kind of, so I guess this is really more of a question to all of you. The advantages for a self-publisher to having a book in print are mainly summed up by the book pages, book sales pages on websites will list your print book and your ebook. I don't know, I think it looks more professional and more complete. And the other advantage is on Amazon, say, your print book will be crossed out, your price for your print book will be crossed out, and it will tell the person how much money they are saving if they buy the ebook. So psychologically, I think that's boss. Like, I am definitely more likely to buy something if it looks to be some huge money savings. And despite the fact that I am somewhat in control of this, though the print prices are high because CreateSpace demands that they be so, it still works on me. I still look at those books and go, wow, that's a great deal. I mean, the scientific method is free, or it's like $10. So I don't know. I don't know if I make a little bit of money there, but probably have not recouped the prices of the proofs at this point. So it's certainly not a money-making scheme, but it is kind of fun. I mean, I will say that I don't care if my books are never in a bookstore. That is not a thing that I care about. It's not a marker of success to me. But it is kind of fun to have a bookshelf in my house that has my books on it. So, and I think it's really cool for my 3-year-old, you know, because she doesn't really, she doesn't read, you know, because she's 3 and she doesn't know how. So words still just look like kind of squiggly marks. Every now and then one of them is recognizable to her. So while she understands that I read on my phone and write on the computer, it is kind of fun that, you know, she loves The Honeymoon because it's got a picture of a beach on it. And she's like, I really like this book that you wrote. This book? I like this book. And then she reads it. Again, she can't read. It's not inappropriate yet. But that would be awkward, wouldn't it? Your 3-year-old learns to read based on, you know, porn, and it's like, what does that word, I don't know that word. That's not in my Dr. Seuss books. Yeah, I don't know. I'm of two minds about this. I put a lot of time into getting the first batch of books into print, and the idea of doing that again is really just exhausting. I don't have that kind of time. I didn't really have it last fall when I was furiously writing Home Free, Close to Home, Home for the Holidays, The Newborn Year, and The Ghost in the Penthouse. What was I doing? But it feels that I have it even less now, even though that's not quite true. So print books, yay, nay? Do you notice? Do you notice, if you are an Amazon shopper, that they cross out the print price in order to show you how much you are saving if you buy the ebook? Because they do that. There you have it. All right, that's the ramble for this week. Signing off. I will see you next week. Bye.